Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you're watching this transmission. 'Tis I, Mike Martins. Thanks for joining me. Okay, guys. Ecuador sold out Julian Assange to get U.S. approval for a lavish IMF loan, says father. Now, something's concerning me about this. And it goes into the comment here. You can't get an IMF loan unless the United States approves it upon agreement to remove Julian Assange from the embassy. So I am getting this pop-up here. Nobody cares. What are these pop-ups for? It's just like fake messages. Anyways, it's Russian hacking. Ecuador traded Julian Assange for a loan from the International Monetary Fund, which can only be handed out with approval of Washington. Blah, blah, blah. WikiLeaks co-founder's father said Ecuador doesn't have its own currency. It uses U.S. dollars. Okay. Ecuador reached 4.2 billion staff-level financing to deal with the IMF to keep its struggling economy afloat. Such staff-level agreements can only happen if they are green-lighted by Washington on a base lender's executive board. Now, here's the deal. Now, I'm not going to get into this all technicalities, yes or no. There's Julian Assange's father posing outside of the Ecuadorian embassy. Now, my question to you guys is, okay, fine. He did what he did. He did his job as a reporter. He did his job and what he had to do. And yes, but let's take a step back, okay? Why would Ecuador want a loan from the IMF anyway? This is the punchline of the whole video. Why? With the amount of austerity measures that are on all these European countries and then cutting their lifelines out to pay back these debts that could never be ever repaid back, why would Ecuador want another loan or on top of another loan? Or why would they want to indentify or indebt their country? Why would they want to indebt every single citizen? Could it be just to grease the palms of all the politicians and all the corrupt people up top and all the banks? And then everybody else in the country have to pay the austerity? And then start cutting people's pensions back and cutting people's cutting police force back, cutting all kinds of stuff. So this is why I made this video. You know, he did what he did. We're not going to debate or discuss, what he did was right or wrong. But in my opinion, he was just doing his job, right? And everyone's on Donald Trump won the 2016 presidential vote on U.S. not because the WikiLeaks published the emails of the Democratic National Committee, but because Clinton has Secretary of State destroyed Libya and giggled like a mad woman seeing the bayonet that stuffed up Gaddafi's blank hole, he argued. So they're trying to put the blame on every reason why Hillary lost. Hillary lost because she's just terrible. Nobody likes her, and still to this day, I'm not going to go too much off topic. I still can't find a human being that voted for Hillary in the election. I still can't find anybody. I talked to a lot of Americans. Nobody voted for Hillary Clinton that I've spoken to. I've spoken to maybe 3,000 people since that election. And not a single person voted for Hillary Clinton. They either voted Trump or nobody. And that's it. I still can't find a human being alive that voted for her. And that's bizarro. But anyways, what is going on here? Why would Ecuador get an IMF loan? That's the thing. Less than 2 months later, Ecuador's president, Lenin Moreno, revoked Assange political asylum. The publisher and journalist was detained by the UK police, which dragged him out of the Ecuadorian embassy in London. He had been held up there for almost 7 years, fearing extradition to the US for publishing evidence of its war crimes and shady policies on his whistleblowing project in WikiLeaks. Kind of doing his thing and independent. Assange's father said his main fear now was that Britain will deport the whistleblower to the U.S. Formerly, the Americans want to prosecute the publisher for an alleged cyber conspiracy with former U.S. Army soldier Chelsea Manning, who passed thousands of classified U.S. military documents to WikiLeaks in 2010. But many believe that the number of charges will pile up once U.S. gets a hold of Assange. So, oh Christ. So, it's just too much going on with this. Way too much going on with this. And freedom of the press, I think the American Constitution is freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom of assembly. So I don't know why they're starting to stray away from the Constitution. The founding fathers put these laws or constituted these amendments into place because to call out corruption that he was calling out. Plain and simple. They put this into place to protect the American proper and to protect the little man. And now it's a very gray, shady line. But my question is, why would Ecuador take a loan from the IMF? It makes no sense. And why isn't Australia doing anything about this? Because Assange is an Australian citizen. Right? I wish Australia would step up and say, hey, he's our citizen, we're taking him. You know, according to your constitution or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, they could always step in. Well, in our country, what he did wasn't that illegal in our country because he is a citizen of our country. You know, we'll take him back and we'll deal with it. But I don't see Australia doing anything like that either. It's a leftist poop hole now. Anyways, guys, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Why would Ecuador, unless, like I said, unless they're greasing the palms of all these, I don't know. Comment below. I'd like to know, did Ecuador sell out Julian Assange? Did Ecuador sold out? Let me know. Comment below. Simple question. Let me know.